Welcome to this EMS Web training session. During this session, we're going to go through the steps to create an external audit. Written guidance on this topic can be found under the EMS website map and guidance link, which is located on the right-hand side under quick links. Going to this web page, scroll down until you see the external hyperlink. Using this hyperlink will download a Word document that covers the external audit all the way from creation to closing out findings. So what we're going to be doing during this training session is talking about how to create an external audit in EMS Web, creating the external draft audit report, and what the user permissions are for all of the functions within an external audit. So within EMS Web, the audit can be created underneath the Audit Inspection tab. So before you create an external audit, there are two things that you want to make sure that you do first. Number one is to create all of your media-specific checklist templates, and that can be done under Checklist Creator. Second, you want to create all of the user accounts for your auditors within EMS Web. So all of your auditors need access to the organization that you're going to be creating your external audit at. So you can either create the EMS Web accounts yourself, or if you don't have the permissions or know how to do so, you can request these accounts to be created through the Get Support link. So to create an external audit, you want to go to the New Audit Inspection button and click on that. And then we'll go through the process of creating an external audit from scratch. So the first thing you want to do is put in a descriptive name. So usually this name will include the term external audit or EEA, the fiscal year that the audit is occurring, and the name of the installation. You want to define a lead auditor. And so this is the person that will have all of the permissions for the external audit. So they'll have the highest level of permissions. Lead POC is just to notify that person at the installation that this audit has been created. It is a voluntary field. Inspecting agency is not needed for this. I am evaluating, you can leave as not related to EMS data. We're not going to tie this external audit to any specific buildings or equipment. This is an external audit. Audit inspection type is Navy External Environmental Audit. There's no need to show it as critical or allow creation of additional checklists. This is a one-time evaluation. You want to assign the default assigned POC and a closure review POC. So whenever, so you're going to be creating multiple findings as a result of this external audit. And when you go to assign this finding, then the finding POC and the finding closure review POC will be pre-populated if you fill out these two fields. So usually the assigned POC would be the IEPD. I'm going to go ahead and assign this to one of my accounts. And same thing for the closure review POC. So both the closure review POC and the lead auditor have the ability to close out the findings. You're going to add in all of the templates that you've created for this external audit. So these would be the media-specific templates created for this audit. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some checklists, assign it to the correct media. The auditor inspector is going to be the person that fills out this checklist. And the evaluation type will either be compliance or EMS. Okay, so then you're going to save it. And so the intent here is that you are defining all of the checklists that will be used and the person who is responsible for filling out that checklist. So typically on an external audit, you would have one checklist for each media. So you would end up with, over a dozen assigned templates here. Once you click on next, the next thing to do is put in the schedule details. Notice that this is only used for information purposes. It has no real bearing upon any of the other external audit functions. So if your audit runs a little bit later than expected, then there is no consequence to the external audit within EMS Web. Okay, so once you've done that, you've created your draft external audit. You can see all of the information here on the profile view. So if any of that is incorrect, you can go through and go back to edit it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and submit it. When you submit it, that will finalize this audit, and then all of the checklist templates that you have, they will create assigned checklists and send out automated emails to all of the auditors that are assigned to those checklist templates. And so those auditors would receive this automated email that includes a URL to the specific checklist template. Or those auditors can come to this external audit and fill out the checklists under this user's view fill out checklist items. So when I submit it, it will go ahead and create those assigned checklists, and then that number will change from 0 to the number of assigned checklists under checklist items. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and submit it after this text box that essentially says, are you sure you want to submit it? And so now the automated emails have gone out, and you can see that this link is now populated with the number of assigned checklists that were created. Two other things that you want to fill out under this related items. One is the audit inspection personnel. So these are the people that have permissions to view and edit this audit. So you can define the personnel that can fill out the checklists. So that's usually your level 1. So you can assign one or more personnel. So I'm going to pick some people. And do note that you do need to add in your lead auditor in one of your personnel groups. Now, you'll notice that these other groups that have been pre-created are used for a review process of your finding if you choose to do that. Most of the times it's broken out into two levels. One are the people that can fill out the checklists, and then one for the personnel that can finalize the findings. So the level one are the ones that can fill out the checklist and create the draft findings, and then usually the lead auditor has the ability to finalize the findings. So whoever you want to be able to have finalize the findings, make sure you add them to this level 4 one that has the can finalize checkbox marked to it. You can add in additional audit groups if desired, and you can edit the audit group and make it to have the can finalize ability. So only the personnel that are listed in one of these groups have the ability to view any of the checklists or be able to add or edit or view and finalize the findings. So that allows you to lock down access to the external audit. So do note that for the draft findings, only the external audit personnel can view draft findings. Once it's finalized, then it's opened up to all of the installation personnel to view. Okay, the other thing that you might want to do is upload any of the supporting documents for this external audit. Any type of attachment can be uploaded in this document area. The other thing that you may want to do throughout the history of this external audit is to add in notes. And so this is information that you can share with your audit personnel. So for example, you can say external audit checklists have been assigned and are ready to be filled out. Or you could say something like, the base map is under the has been uploaded under documents. So just an easy way to pass out information to all of your external audit personnel. So you can add in notes at any time. You can delete them as well under the manage, and every note has a time stamp and who uploaded it. Okay, so a couple of other things that you might want to do with this external audit once you have created the draft and submitted it is to create an easy way of getting to this external audit. And you can do that under quick links. And so you can, once you've submitted the finalized external audit, then at that point you want to create a quick link. And you can click on Add. And what this will do is it creates a book. It's exactly analogous to creating a bookmark in your web browser. And so you can give it any name that you want. And if you want to, you can go to this page when you log onto EMS Web. So if this is going to be the main thing you're doing, you can save yourself a step and make it your home page. So if I go ahead and save this bookmark, then under quick links, when the page refreshes, you will see a quick link for this external audit. And then you will go wherever you are in EMS Web, you can just click on this link and it will take you back to this profile page. So that will be a quick and easy way of doing so. One thing, you can still edit specific pieces of information on this external audit even after it's been submitted. You can add and edit the checklist templates. So you can go ahead and add additional checklist templates, or you can change the inspectors that have been assigned to that checklist template. You can change and edit the audit personnel at any time, and you can change the default personnel or the lead auditor. You can one thing you cannot change is the start and end date.